Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful Friday. Carlos should be joining us here shortly, but it's our 40th podcast on Follow Up Friday. Today is our 40th, official 40th day of performing the podcast, Follow Up Friday. Really excited and blessed to really have made it through the pandemic so far to conduct 40 of these. As you know, our purpose of doing these every week is to, try to provide some ideas and some suggestions to help others with their follow-up to grow their business, to add value, to generate leads and things of that nature. So it's fun because we get an opportunity to really practice some things that we should be doing on a weekly and a daily basis, and we get to share that information with all of you. So we appreciate those of you who have joined us for the past 39 podcasts or watched us on replay. We get emails, messengers, comments all the time. So we're very appreciative of the opportunity that we've had to be before you for these last 39 weeks. So today is our 40th episode. So we want to talk a little bit about another follow-up strategy or tactic called Theme Day. Theme Day. And what that means is every day, right, we have to find a way to creatively follow up with people or creatively prospect or creatively generate business. And we can create themes, right? Just like this became a theme, Follow Up Friday became a theme for a podcast. And a day we choose to follow up on old leads or new leads or whatever the case may be. Every day can be a theme, right? You can build a theme for who you're going to market to, who you're going to prospect from a business generation standpoint. So every day can be a theme. So wanted to talk a little bit about Theme Day. And those of you who have joined the podcast before, you probably have seen my calendar. I've got my calendar broken down into themes. And so I wanted to just talk a few minutes about, how to take the week and maybe break it into themes for each of the days that you have, and just kind of give you an idea or an example of what that looks like. And maybe it's something you can take away and use it yourself as well. So the first thing that, we look at, if you can see my screen, I'll make it a little bit bigger as well for you. So give me a second here. Let me change this around. The first thing that, you want to do is just look at your week and identify certain or specific activities or people that you want to reach out to or activities that you want to take. Like, for example, and I'll make this a little bit bigger, take myself off the screen. But for example, Monday, Monday are my weekend follow-ups. It's a day that I follow up on weekend activities, weekend leads, people I may have spoken to, applications I may have sent out, things of that nature. I also focus on new prospects. I'm starting the week off as well. So Monday is a good day to focus on new prospects. So Monday is kind of a weekend follow-up, and then also working and focusing on generation of new business. Tuesday is an update day, right? So I have current and existing clients that are out there. So Tuesday is an update day. Give those clients and their respective partners an update on where we are on the current file. So Tuesday is an update day. Wednesday is a day to target an existing base of customers. So, we've often talked about, our cell phones and all the numbers that we have saved in our cell phones, or we've talked about all the business cards that we might have or people that we may have already done business with. So Wednesday is a great day to market and target your existing base. One of the ways that you can target them is maybe you focus on the last names and the letters that begin with A, B, and C this week. Next week, D, E, and F. And so each week you'll be focusing on a different part of your existing base of customers, reaching out and touching them, following up with them, just checking in with them. Wednesday could be that thematic day that you're going to do that. Thursday is social media day. And again, it's maybe a little bit hard to see, but Thursday is social media day. I allocate a day to build, posts, to schedule posts, So Thursday is a day that, you can use for social media emphasis and focus. If there's some platforms that, you don't do a lot of business on, or you don't have a lot of engagement on, Thursday could be that day that you allocate to really beef up your activities on a specific platform. And I'll give you a perfect example. When we started doing Follow Up Fridays, I didn't really do any activity at all on LinkedIn. Very little activity, if at all, any activity on LinkedIn. And so when I decided to create a theme day of the week, one of those days was specifically focusing on social media. That was the emphasis and the focus. And I allocated a good portion of that time that day towards focusing on LinkedIn. And what that did is that gave me the ability to allocate some time to really focus on being more active on that particular platform. Not only the others, but that was one I was very essentially non-existent on, and I wanted to get some more presence. So on Social Media Day, I allocated some time towards focusing on not only Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, but also I made some time and allocated some time specifically for LinkedIn, and it's helped. I think it's helped significantly because I've organized and I've structured my day and my week for some focus. And that's the key really, is in order for me to be successful, I've got to allocate some time to focus, because it's really easy for me to, run to the next shiny object, go to the things that are a higher priority. Everything's a higher priority. So I've got to allocate some time to really focus on some specific things. And what I find is when I allocate the time to focus on something, I typically can get better at it. And so everything starts with organization, with structure, with allocation of time and focus. And so this theme day that we're talking about on Follow Up Friday 40, this theme day is an opportunity for you to allocate a day that you want to focus on something, and then allocate some time and go after it and go get it, right? So Social Media Day, allocate some time. If there's some platforms you want to spend more time on, you want to get better at, then there's an opportunity for that. And then Friday is another day where you can go after some new segments. For me, it's a milk route day, right? It's a day that I can get out. Prior to the pandemic, it was a day that I used to get out to go visit clients and pop in and hand out some pop-in gifts, or go find a new segment to focus on and to try to build that particular business. For me, like builders or accountants or financial advisors. There's the realtor piece of the business that I work with, but then there's other segments that can be referral sources or lead generation sources, coffee shops, dropping off business cards, gas stations, right? Things of that nature. So really trying to generate a new segment. And that's what a milk route's about, right? Where you get out of the office and go really focus on just trying to get your name out there, meet some new people, identify and target some people, visit them on a regular basis. It's a milk route concept. So, it's really, you don't have to get out of the office and do that, right? You can just focus that day on building a new segment that you want to target from a business generation standpoint or from a lead generation standpoint. So you've got 5 days of the week. You've got a specific emphasis and focus of what you want to focus on each of those particular days. And then you can take it to another level once you have identified the specific theme. And then you can schedule those particular activities on your calendar, right? Because if it doesn't get scheduled, there's probably a good chance it's not going to get done. So here you can see I've got my realtor follow-ups from the weekend, my Facebook Messenger follow-ups. Always seems to be messages that pop in Messenger on Monday from the weekend. Updates on files. So I've got some specific time allocated where I'm going to do updates on files. I've got my call time allocated where I just do telephone calls. You can see from 8 to 9 usually. I've got my Social Media Day on Wednesday, right? So I mentioned Social Media Day, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So that's the day that I focus, and I've got the time allocated, 10:30 to 1 that I'm focusing on social media. Notice that I still have time allocated to do my regular calls. So my regular business still gets done. I've got some administrative time that's available and open, but I've allocated and specifically targeted time, that I want to focus on these particular themes for that day. Past referrals, past clients, check-ins, things of that nature. That's what I have allocated to do on Thursday, and I've got a time allocated to do that. And then on Friday, I've got realtor and pre-approval days. So those are days I check in on people that are already pre-approved, check in with realtors as they're getting ready to go into the weekend. It's a great time to stay top of mind in my business. If you've got a client that does some business on the weekend, great opportunity to stay top of mind in order to be able to do that. So there is, so there's the two pieces. The one is identify a theme, right, for follow-up activities and do it by day, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? And then the next step, once you identify the theme you want to work on that particular day, the next step is identify and put it on your calendar as the time and block it out and do it. The key is to turn off the email, to turn off put your phone on do not disturb, and just focus on that particular activity, because someone's always going to be calling, someone's always going to be texting, someone's always going to be emailing. Those things are the one given that we know will exist in our business, is that someone's always going to be reaching out to us if we've done a good job of marketing ourselves or getting ourselves out there. Someone's going to always be reaching out. So you got to identify a specific time and allocate that time on your schedule, on your calendar, and just block it out and do it. What I find, and again, I can only speak for me, is when I get focused and focus on the target or the task at hand, I can be extremely successful. I can be extremely successful when I focus, but I have to allocate the time, and I have to then block that time out, and I have to do it. If I don't, then it doesn't really matter. I can have great themes, I can have great scheduling, but if I don't allocate the time and block it out and then just focus on it, it's not going to get done. I'm not going to be successful at what I'm doing. So get themed up. Our follow-up Friday 40 message for you this week, the 40th podcast episode, is to get themed up. From a follow-up standpoint, look at your weekly calendar, identify a specific individual, a specific target that you want to go after, make it a theme, right? Pop by Tuesday, follow-up Friday, milk route Friday, social media Wednesday, social media Thursday. Make a theme for each of the day of the week. And that theme is who you're going to focus on, and then allocate some specific time on your calendar, block it out, and then do it. These disciplines will lead to a significant amount of response, which ultimately will give you an opportunity to build relationships and give you an opportunity to generate leads, referral sources, and things of that nature to help your business grow. So just wanted to take a few minutes to talk a little bit about Theme Day. This is the 40th podcast episode, and this is something that we do. You can find Carlos hunkered down every morning. He's got something he's working on that he's doing. Every day he's got a specific focus. Carlos runs multiple businesses, so he's got to be gracias. Thank you, gracias. He's got to be very disciplined about his time, because he's got multiple businesses. In addition to a realtor, he owns a couple other businesses. So so he obviously blocks out time. He focuses on particular things for each company, and is very successful. So it certainly works for him. I know it's worked very well for me since I've been doing it. It's helped me really build some emphasis on some different social media channels, some different new business segments, and also I think provide a better level of customer service and customer focus. Thank you, Gracia, for the 40th wishes. Better level of emphasis on customer focus. And, nothing is worse, guys, than someone, calling you and you never call them back. Listen, we all make mistakes and we get busy, and that happens sometimes, but, once or twice, I get it. Always, that's just a function and a factor of not being very well organized, not having a good strategic approach to business generation and things of that nature. So we got to be organized. And one great way to be organized is to pick some themes for the day of the week, make that your focus, and then go after it. Schedule it, block it out. As Gracia says, block out the time on your calendar, and then just focus on that activity. Everything else will still be there. Promise you won't go away, and you'll find some good success. So happy Friday for everyone. It's time to get out there and do some following up. I've got some business cards to follow up on. I've got some deals to close this month. It's the 21st of the month. So hopefully everyone is going to have a great Friday, great weekend. And again, thank you so much for joining us the previous 39 weeks for these podcasts. This is the 40th, our 40th day. Thank you, Gracia, for the happy 40th wishes. And we're pretty excited about it. So hopefully you find some information useful in here. You can reach out to both myself and Carlos. Where you can find us on pretty much all of the social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. You can find us. You can Google Carlos Ceballos. You can find me at fountainmortgage.com, Steve for home loan, forhome.loan. And I'm also on all these platforms as well. So, hey guys, listen, we appreciate you joining us. Let us know, drop some comments, some likes, share the podcast with some others. And if you got questions, you can always, as you know, you can always text us, 913-703-7000. Be happy to text to chat, or you can call that number as well. And we can answer any questions, help you out. Or drop us a messenger. And if you're on another platform, we're going to share this video on other platforms as well. Feel free to reach out, 913-703-7000. Thanks so much. Have a good Friday. Follow up Friday. Let's get to it. 40. Happy 40. Thanks, guys.